The number plate is XXX. I wonder how they make their money. Not being mean, I'm just wonder. Welcome home to another Long Way Home episode, everyone. And today we are here with Triumph's Tiger 1200, the GT Explorer version. This is basically their road-oriented version of the Tiger, but it's the fully spec'd up premium one. To be honest, I've never ridden a triple before. This is actually the first Triumph that I'm riding. I have just gotten it from them, so this is truly going to be a first impressions ride. If you're in touring and you're looking for a more sporty version of what's out there right now, and this has made your shortlist, this video might be for you. The first thing you notice when you get on it is obviously the seating position. This is meant to be a tourer, long distance, multiple days, so it should be comfortable, and it is. I'm 1.8 meters tall, 5'11", and this is the perfect adventure position for me. I'm very comfortable here. The seat seems to be very well padded. It's not too narrow, it's not too wide. The angle of my legs, absolutely familiar position. It's pretty much the same as on the GS, which is a good thing. I feel like my hands are a little bit too forward. I'm pretty sure that can be adjusted. It's up to personal preference. There's a good side and a bad side to this. Good side is that your butt is not going to take that much strain because you're going to be in a little bit of a more forward position. But the bad side is that your arms are going to be taking a bit more of a brunt because you're going to be pushing yourself a bit too much on the handlebars. But these are like tiny reasons. They don't. I don't think they'll impact you a lot. There is a lot of power here. 145 horses, but the way this triple gives it to you, it seems like the kind of engine that really wants to be revved up. We're gonna try some more speed tests when we find a highway somewhere. I just want to do the slow distance bits now. We're in second gear, 4,000 RPM, and if you take your hand off the gas and then apply a bit of gas, there's a little kick that I'm not really too much fond of. It's not really as refined as I would have expected a 3-cylinder to be. Let's see what happens when we do this at higher RPM. Exactly the same thing. I think this is going to get irritating in the city, but we'll ride it there as well and see. It's a very agile bike. It is top heavy. This comes with a 30-liter tank, so if you fill it up, which this one is right now, really is top heavy, 252 kilograms, and at slow speeds you really do feel that weight. All right, let's ride a bit slower here. There might be some rozzers. All right, this snatchy throttle is really a lot more irritating than I was expecting. That triple makes an absolutely wonderful sound. It's very low, it's very grunty. The exhaust I saw is quite narrower than I would be expecting, but the sound that comes out of this bike is, I don't know, it's very as it should be. I wasn't actually what I was expecting the triple to be is sporty. Yeah, it's in between a 2-cylinder and a 4-cylinder. I know what the 2-cylinder feels like, I know what a 4-cylinder feels like, so I was expecting something in between. I'm not getting that. I'm getting a lot more 2-cylinder vibes. This, when it comes to sound and when it comes to the vibration that I'm getting on the bike, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But at the same time, all of this also paired with the sportiness. This engine redlines at about 10,000 RPM, 9,500, and it seems like it really wants to be ridden with the revs up there. I'm not filming around my my usual places, so I have no idea where any of these roads go, which is good. It's first impressions while getting lost. It's adventure, finding stuff. This is the first I've seen on a bike so far blind spot detection. I got on it and these little lights started showing up from time to time. Had no idea how to switch it off. You can switch it off if you want, if it's irritating. It's got a radar at the back that checks if there are any cars behind you, and then depending on which side it senses them, little lights will flash up. Now I think this is a great feature, and I really do think it should be on all premium touring, adventure, sports bikes. Apart from being a safety feature, it really does help, so you don't have to like twist your head every time you try to overtake somebody or you change lanes, and that obviously keeps you a little less tired and more comfortable, which is great as well. So lovely to see these. Hopefully they'll make their way onto more bikes. Let's see how easy it is to set the cruise control. We've got a resume and a set button here. Press, there we go. Press the set button and then the set button again, and we are at 70. Blind spot going on, car overtaking. If we pull in the clutch, yeah, cruise control as expected does disengage. The 7-inch TFT screen is very bright, it's very clear, you can read it very well even if the sun is shining on it. However, what gets a little bit irritating is that it doesn't refresh as often as I would like it to refresh. It's responsive, it's fine, but I think this is basically a 30 Hz display refresh rate, and that needle just keeps jumping around. I really would have loved to see it a lot more fluid. Maybe 60 frames a second would have been wonderful. Again, we are talking about a premium bike, so I am allowed to complain about these things because you're going to be staring at the screen quite a lot when you're riding. Alright, we just pulled over here for the urban, the city part of the riding, see what the Tiger is like there, and all I want to see is how easy it is to switch my riding mode, the suspension setting on it, because there are quite a bit of potholes here, and I think the sport, how do you turn it on? There we go, it's on. I think the sport setting for suspension is a bit too harsh, so I'm going to go to modes. We are in sport. We need to go to user. Where is user? Oh, the little joystick's not working. What am I doing wrong? Nothing's working. Does the bike need to be on? What is going on? Let's switch it on. Okay, back to modes. There we go, now it's working. Okay, so need to be switched on. Suspension 5 out of 9 on rider, which means that there's so much noise here. Oh, there it shows you the riding modes. I was an idiot. It doesn't spell them out to you. It just shows you a little diagram. Okay, all right. That's fine. Okay, so I don't think this is the place where you change it. Rider. Let's leave it on rider, and then let's go into settings. And settings would be... press the home button. There we go. Display. No. Bike. Riding aids. Traction control, comfort, this would be it. So let's leave it all the way down. Cool, and let's check if it actually has worked. Rider suspension, 1 out of 9. Okay, so you need to go into settings. No, don't change it. Now you need to go into settings and change that suspension there. Alright, let's see what riding in the city feels like on a big tourer. It's quite easy to flick around, which is actually good for city riding. Yeah, you see that snatchy throttle, those kicks that you get pretty much at low RPMs, they get irritating pretty quickly. Now, as I said, this is a big bike, and you can feel that it's a big bike. Lane splitting is going to be maybe a little bit of a problem.
1 hour later.
Yeah, lots of traffic now. I think there's an accident up ahead somewhere. Not very easy to lane split with this. Snatchy throttle, those kicks that it gives you, not very not very helpful in lots of city traffic. Oh, they're building or fixing potholes or something in the middle of the day. One on his phone, two standing. Like 2 people working out of 7. Lovely. That clutch, I have no idea what is going on here. This is a cable operated clutch, but it has a little hydraulic reservoir, so I have no idea. I need to check on that. It definitely doesn't feel very snappy. But on the other side, the quick shifter that the Tiger has is absolutely, I think, one of the best ones that I've ever ridden on. You can switch down while you're still throttling up, like right now. On most bikes you can't do that. You have to close the throttle completely. At any RPM range that I have tested it, it works perfectly. There are no false changes, and I'm pretty sure it also comes standard on it. It's very balanced at low speeds. But if you leave the clutch out completely, we'll take a look now. If you leave the clutch out completely in first gear, it's doing 18 k's an hour. So you've always got to feather the clutch on it. Let's go over these manholes. Yeah, that is a big difference in the suspension. Setting number 1 is a lot more relaxed now. It's a lot more comfortable. So if you live in a place where you don't really have such great roads, like I do, then you're going to be appreciating all of those 9 different levels of suspension travels. Maybe there shouldn't be 9, maybe it's a bit too much, but nonetheless I'm happy they're there. One of the privileges of riding a bike, that guy shouldn't be here, but bikes are fine. Well, at least in my opinion. An accident. Not an accident. Oh my god, a Porsche. Shame. Welcome to Romania. The number plate is XXX. I wonder how they make their money. Not being mean, I just wonder. As top heavy as this bike is, it's extremely flickable. Okay. It's not just a normal tourer. This is a sports tourer. It's not an adventure bike. Brakes are very good. That is fun. That is. I accidentally pressed the little tiny emasculating hooter. Never going to do that again. Power is a wonderful thing, especially paired together with a wonderful quick shifter. A snatchy throttle, but a wonderful quick shifter. Alright, let's take a look around. Start from the front. A very Triumph-like DRL in the front here. I mean, the headlight just screams Triumph. Auxiliary lights, LED signal lights, those beautiful 3 little exhausts coming out of the triple's engine. Moving on to the side here, I really like this honeycomb design here for the somebody dropped it here or something happened. Wasn't me. As I was saying, I really like the honeycomb design for the fan. Triumph's shaft, which they say is pretty much the lightest one on the market compared to other bikes, but on the other side they do also have a swing arm, and I would just add all of those together. A little window over here so you can easily see how much coolant you have left. That nice big shock that is also electronically adjustable. The preload on this bike, the bike will do it automatically. You don't have control there, but it will sense what weight it's got on and it will adjust automatically. 12-pin plug here. Also got controls for your passengers' heated seats. LED tail light, LED signal lights. As I said, very narrow exhaust. I was expecting this to be a lot more thicker for the grunt that it puts out, but I'm glad it's narrower. That interesting Triumph swing arm over here. The shaft drive might be thinner, but you're also adding this. And the stars of the show when it comes to brakes, Brembo Stylema 4-port calipers. They work like a charm. Instrument cluster, it's very different. I don't know, it's very British. You can see this is a British bike. You've got your heated grip button here. I like that it's a physical button. Three different levels. Then they've done something very weird here. Maybe this is part of British humor, I don't know. You've got a setting for the main headlight, yeah, with this toggle switch here, and you've got one for the DRL only. So in the stop position, it's daylight running light only, and then you've got a flash button over here at the back, a red one. If you push that, you can flash like you would normally with any bike. However, if you do switch the toggle back to having the main light running all of the time, you can't flash anymore. You can turn the high beam on or off. Flashing doesn't work, it's just on and off. So I want to keep it in that for now. You've got cruise control over here, you've got heated seat button over here, you've got your auxiliary light button over here. Now anytime you press any of these, it will show up. Oh, auxiliary lights don't work. This is interesting if you are in DRL only mode. Yes, they don't. DRL, no auxiliary light. No DRL, you can have your auxiliary lights. Now I get British humor, it's very nice, it's one of my favorites. I don't get this because I think it is kind of a safety feature for you to actually be able to run with your auxiliary lights on. It creates this little triangle and cars can see you a lot better, or drivers can see you a lot better. You've got your signal here, great position. You've got your horn here, which is just puny. Oh my god, listen to that. I've heard better ones on scooters. What is up with you, Triumph? Okay, so let's not press that. Then underneath the indicator, they've put a little joystick that moves in a lot more directions, but it's a joystick underneath another joystick. Again, more British humor. Home button here that will always return you to the home button. Hazards, and then this weird on and off switch. Press it on top, it switches everything off. Very nice animations, by the way. Press it again, switches it on, and then you start it like that, but it's on a side stand. Now it's not going to start. Let's see how quickly it accelerates. This thing is incredible. You are still getting power at 7,000 RPM. There is plenty of power at 8,000 RPM. That is just mental. That is a triple for you. 6,000 RPM, plenty of power, 7, plenty, 8. This is crazy. This is a lot of fun. All right, there's that was adrenaline inducing and absolutely brilliant. Let's slow down a little. Let's not go highway speeds. I want to simulate what vibrations you are getting at different RPM ranges. And another thing, I was expecting a lot more wind protection from that windshield. It does seem a little bit too small because there's lots of noise in my helmet right now, and I wasn't expecting that. As a long day tourer, you really should be more comfortable than you are right now. The screen is adjustable with one hand. That's great, but there's just too much noise in the helmet. I'm not getting any buffeting on top of it. I'm getting a lot of noise on basically where your ears are, where you're not supposed to to be getting noise. Let's start from 4,000. Not a lot of vibes from the handlebars, actually almost none, all from the foot pegs. Let's go up to 5,000. I am getting some vibes from the handlebars, which are going to become irritating for a long if you're riding for a long period of time. 6,000. I'm getting vibes from the foot pegs as well now. Let's go to 7,000. 7,000. Hands are vibrating quite a lot. Feet are vibrating quite a lot. You're not going to be spending much time here, let's be honest. 8,000. Yeah, it's too much. It's too crazy. Let's go to a normal highway speed. 6th gear. 120, you're around 4,400 RPM. Yeah, the vibes are fine. There's nothing irritating here. You can do this for quite a while. What I would have loved to see on the screen right now is exactly what mode I'm in. I think that's actually an important thing. Triumph, I mean. What riding mode am I in? Who knows? There's an M button over here. You press that and then you find out that you are in road, but you have to press the M button. And that's about it. I think I'm going to leave it off here for now. I'm pretty sure I've missed quite a lot of stuff, so if there's anything that you are interested in, then the comment section below is the right place for you. If you think you've learned something new, or if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or becoming one of our Patreons. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.